You guys, I'm sitting here editing and I'm just realizing more and more how badly we need a building. There's just footage of Adolfo unloading all this food from the truck, and there's just traffic whizzing past him. It's super unsafe. We need a loading dock. We need space for two congregations, the English speaking service and the Spanish speaking service. I would, as the worship leader for this church, I would love space to practice with my team. We need money. It's like, yeah, who doesn't? But like, I'm realizing just more and more. I went out when I first started working for the church. I went out and I priced how much it would cost for like my dream worship team, like the gear, all of it. Let me see if I can pull up the document that I made. I'm excited to see what I called it. This is back like when I first started working for the church. Like Josh had asked me to price out what it would cost to get a worship team the way I wanted it. So let me see if I can find it. Worship team financial map. Okay, let's see what we've got here. So I have it divided even into music. So the first part is just music. So these are the things that I want for drums. $7.99, $4.39. These are for cymbals. I had been told that if you invest in really great cymbals, you don't really need to go crazy on the snare. So the snare is really cheap. The rack tom, really cheap. Kick tom's $45. Accessories $9, $6. Not too bad. But this is like in-ear monitors that I want. I got links for all of these things too. Most of these go to either Reverb or Sweetwater. Gibraltar. Then there's keys. I wanted a Nord. Oh, okay, so it's $4,500 for the Nord stage 2 or stage 3. Piano 2, piano 1 we have provided. I have pedals. I have a piano case. I have the USB to MIDI converter. I have my own in-ears, but the ones that I really want are $1,000. So the budget for keys would be $5,700. Budget for drums would be $4,400, not including tax. Budget for guitar, $3,800. So that's for it's a Gibson for $2,700. In-ear monitors for $1,000. I think these are like triple driver headphones too. So yeah, so let's see. This is moonaudio.com. Let's see some of the specs here. Noise isolation to negative 26 decibels. Integrated 3-way crossover. Quad driver. Okay, so it's a quad driver. Dual low, single mid, single high. Goodness gracious. Yeah, so this is like my dream, right? This is like being unrealistic. Electric guitar. Oh, electric is the Gretsch, yeah. So acoustic was Gibson. This is a beautiful guitar right here. This is on Sweetwater. Yeah, the electric guitar is this Gretsch. Then there is, so picks are like $3, but the in-ears are the same ones, $1,000. The Keeley compressor. Then there's Roland. So this is for auxiliary percussion. I didn't even price the bass because I was getting so high with these numbers. So it looks like we have a shaker. I think my wife actually bought this. And then a tambourine is like $35. Pads. So what this would allow us to do is, you know, in songs like Carry My Soul, there's this part where it goes, I'll be there's like this tambourine sound. So all we would have to do is press this and it would be able to cue a sound like that. You could also buy the track if you wanted to, and it would come with that sound, but it's just different ways of doing worship. Probably the cheaper way would be to do tracks. But so there's this place called multitracks.com that has all these sounds. And so it's like the worship tracks that you're used to hearing, but it's like super expensive to download song after song after song. Not nearly as expensive as this, I'll give you that. This is like mega church status right here. There's so that was music. Then there's like lighting and video ministry. I didn't even get around to getting those because these numbers were way too high. But man, I think I came up with 3 options. I was like, there's this one, which is ridiculous. No one's ever gonna help us get all this stuff. And then there's the second option, which is like, you know, you can make a lot of compromises. You can do like a $300 kit for drums, and then you could like have people bring their own guitars. And then like we have a cajon that we can use for percussion. We have like this shaker. So there's like options, you know, but it's not going to sound great. And I really want it to sound great. And it's like, it's not just a part of like me being picky about the sound. It's like, I want to glorify God, right? You know, and I don't want it to sound cheesy. I don't want it to sound clanky. So I like getting these awesome sounds. So then the third option that I gave Josh was basically just me on stage, and I'd be supplying all of the instruments and just buying them on my dime as I can afford it, which is basically what we've been doing. I think one of the first things that we bought, the church actually ended up buying, and it was this right here. This actually makes a big difference. So the signal for my voice when we first started off was always dry. And so we got this, and this allows me to plug in my vocal. And so it sends it out to the board, and we're able to get reverb and a little bit of delay on my voice. So we have like hall verb, club verb, RM verb, and we have slap echo, digital echo, and tape echo. And then there's like a voice correction too that I don't use. And then a bypass. So this has been really awesome. This was like $200. But like, I like to dream big. And so I always like to think like, maybe one day there will be a time where we can afford a little bit more stuff. So just so you guys know what my dream is for the worship team, it's more towards the like $50,000 direction. But like I'm totally willing to settle for whatever we can get. But yeah, back to what I was talking about. We need a building so bad because it's like starting to get unsafe. There's this tiny alley that we always have to get the truck into, and it's like a 26-foot truck, so it's like basically it's functionally impossible to get in and out quickly. And then there used to be this big lot that we could do turns in and get the truck to at least face the right way. Well, they closed it off because I'm assuming because they're going to build something there. And so we don't even have that anymore. So Adolfo's just been forced to park the opposite way of traffic. And it's not an ideal situation. So yeah, if you guys could please pray that we get a building. I remember I was talking to Mr. Michael Crawford, and he's a church planner in Baltimore, and he was saying that you know, when he was looking for a building for his church, people knew him as Michael Who Wants a Building Crawford. It's like it was his middle name. And I was just thinking that's so good. So I want to be known as the guy who wants a building, the guy who wants a worship team that is awesome, that is exemplary, both musically and spiritually. I want us to be solid. So thank you.